What's up, Potters? I killed
Fuck
Sky.
that.
I killed Sky. I killed her. She's dead. And now we have a new woman. New kind of woman. Pot of the dead. Mac. She's got her own episode. She's right here. She's smiling, looking at the camera. She's here. Mac, how you doing?
I'm uncomfortable.
Why are you uncomfortable, Meg?
I cannot find an angle that
Hold
I
the
look
mic
good
closer
in.
to your face.
I cannot find an angle that I look good in. I thought you said to not hold it like this.
You held it a little further down, and it just was too quiet, so I told you to hold it closer, and it's
down
okay.
Here earlier.
Okay, well, that's also just like when I was chilling pre-podcast. I was also sitting earlier with the mic, right here. But that's not the podcast spot, is it? No, it's not.
Okay.
Nuh-uh, no pod. Well, so the behind-the-scenes lore as to why Mac is here and not your friendly neighborhood Skylar YouTuber is that so essentially yesterday we just kind of both forgot on Friday, and today is Saturday. The podcast is going up same day of recording, which doesn't usually happen. And Sky's just doing shit this morning, and I was like, hey, do we need to figure something out here? And Sky was like, I mean, we might have to figure something out. We might have to do something here. And so now we're here. And Mac's on. How do you feel, man? You've been yelling about it for a while.
Thank you for finally including me, seeing as I'm going to be your wife.
Web.
He doesn't think that we mesh well on camera.
I don't think we do. I think that we don't work.
But he thinks we work well enough to marry me.
Yes, I think in basic conversation, I think we work pretty well. But I think that on camera, we both present a little differently, and how that portrays itself comes into us kind of butting heads a little bit.
I think he just wants to be the center of attention.
That is true, but so do you.
I am the center of attention.
You being like, you want to be the center of attention, then you're like, well, you don't get to know I am the center of attention.
I'm more interesting. I'm more funny.
God, who has a podcast though? Not you.
I've had podcasts.
Who's a guest on my podcast right now?
Who has more followers on her TikTok than you have subscribers to your podcast?
Who doesn't give a fuck? Me.
Who has consistently more viewers on her Instagram story on her private page than you do on your podcast?
I don't give a shit. Those are your friends.
No, they're not.
Your private Instagram.
I have 3 friends.
Why do you keep looking into the camera like you're on The Office?
That's just kind of how I am.
Yeah,
I look at people like
you look at me and then you prep what you're gonna say. Then you're like,
yeah.
Every
I look
sentence.
at Sky like
I
look at Sky like they're an office camera, and I just go.
Yeah, I spend most of the podcast looking at me on the other monitor.
It looks weird if I look at me. Otherwise
Yeah,
it
no,
would be
that's
like
just
me.
I just do that.
Yeah, you put me in the shit box.
You're in the Sky spot. Which,
Yeah, the shit box.
Lamau?
Sky will put up with dog shit always.
I don't think it matters. But yeah, I usually am looking over there. Sometimes I'll look at the camera if I'm trying to address the viewers directly. I'm looking at the camera. But otherwise, yeah.
Can we go over what I bought here?
You bought that one.
I bought this.
No, you didn't. That was part of the charity. The blood vials. The blood vials. I thought you were pointing towards the monkey bomb. She made that one. You can't see it down there, but there's the
it's not important to him enough, even though I've offered to remake it in real leather.
No, it's just we put it on the bottom because we had our 2 middle ones, which is the perks, which I think visually are more important.
Jug fridge in front of it.
Yeah, no, the jug fridge is my favorite item that I own. Maybe second to my Packers stock.
You know, it used to be the Cronorium when I first made it for you.
Yeah, and now it's the Juggernaut fridge. You got outranked. You don't understand.
I'm not the favorite item you own.
No.
As a woman.
No.
In the United States.
No. So number 1 is jug fridge. Number 2, Cronorium.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, my old Xbox 360. Number 4 is you. Number 5 is the computer. Good computer. I like it. Number 6 is I don't know, something over here. My old WWE Championship belt from when I was a little kid. Actually, this one might be over you. Okay, yeah, so 4 is the champion. Okay, that's good ranking. So you're top 5. You're top 5. That's pretty good.
I'm gonna leave you.
I mean, but you're top 5. That's pretty good. Hey, top 5. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty good. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mike, you ever played zombies?
Yeah.
Do you like it? You like playing zombies, man?
No.
Why not?
I get overwhelmed.
Okay.
I play in turn-based games.
Well, zombies is round-based. That's like almost the same thing. Turn-based and round-based. It's like this. It's like almost the same
it's like
words.
Literally the opposite.
It's like almost the same words though.
Like literally the opposite of
That's
game
like
styles, though.
it's like a lot of the same letters. Round has a U and an N. Turn has a U and
It's
an N.
literally the opposite.
And turn has an R in it, and round starts with R.
I play video game D&D.
It's 3 of the same letters.
You play nonsense. All happening at once.
Dude, something that fucking annoys the shit out of me is so I introduced to the what we do on the podcast is that every episode, me and Sky usually spend about 5 to 10 minutes going, I'm like, dude, on the yard, they did this. And then Sky goes, dude, on Face Jam, they did this. Face Jam was like a podcast Sky listens to that's like technically about food. But at this point, it's like about food in the same way that we're about zombies. Like, we talk about it sometimes, and on Face Jam, they're just like 2 guys vibing for like 55 minutes, and then in the last 5 minutes, they're like, yeah, so let's review the crispy chicken from McDonald's, and then so we'll just do that for a while. And something that irritates me a lot is that zombies on the yard gets brought up occasionally because like Nick used to play Call of Duty a bunch, and he always calls it Nazi zombies. Like, I'm not upset that he's using the word Nazi. I don't care. But the fact that, but him just saying,
they are Nazis.
Huh?
They are frequently Nazis.
Well, yeah, yeah.
And he might just be referencing the Nazi zombies that he played.
You know, like when it started, it was Nazi zombies. Like if you go on World of War, it says Nazi zombies.
Crazy thing, I know.
But him just always calling it Nazi zombies pisses me off. Because I'm just like, oh, I know that thing.
Sometimes they're Soviet zombies.
Sometimes. However, usually they're Nazi zombies.
However,
actually, I don't think are they ever?
I would assume they are. They'll be at like Soviet bases.
So, are you just thinking about how we talked about it twice? How I was like, there's actually 2 maps in Russia on this game.
No, they have Cold War is an entire.
Yeah, but
the story, the campaign is like an entire.
Yeah. But also, like a lot of the games are that, like like Black Ops 1 is like a Vietnam War game, but the first map is Kino der Toten, which there's swastikas like everywhere. And then they made it again, they remade it and thought, okay, what we need to do this time is no swastikas,
but keep the flags.
The crosses though, we keep the what's it, the Iron Cross. Yeah, we're going to use that. Swastika, though, we can't do that.
I remember as a kid going on so many of those little, like, airplane rides at, like...
You're talking very quietly.
Sorry. I remember at being a kid going to, like, small amusement parks and going on those children airplane rides and being like, what are these symbols? And one is a Nazi symbol.
Hype.
How do you put a kid in a Nazi plane?
Dude,
how do you tell the kid get in the Nazi plane?
Yeah, dude, imagine you're like you're at like Disney and you're like going around. They have like the big circle where everybody gets in their pod.
Yeah.
And then you walk up to one and then your friend beats you to the last non-Nazi one.
Yeah,
and
that happened to me. I have photos of me in the Nazi ones.
And then you just
none of me not in the Nazi ones.
And then like the ride operator has to look at you and be like, I mean, you either take the one with the swastika on it or you don't ride the ride.
Yeah.
And you just gotta be like...
Well, and like, you're like 4 or 5, so you have no clue what these mean. You're like,
yeah.
It's a cross, and it's a cross.
like, you're like, yo, less cool cross, more cool
cross.
And everybody,
but you don't know which one's which.
And then everybody else is just going, no!
You're like, red or white?
Actually, that was not what I wanted to do. I was gonna try to give like a No, but I had the mic in one hand, so I just went no. I
clarify.
just did this like 3 times.
I am converting to Judaism.
She is
it's a very
doing that.
big part of my life.
She is doing that.
So I keep him in check. He never is allowed to make jokes without very intense repercussions.
That is true.
Yeah. That doesn't mean he doesn't make them. It means I get angry.
I sling a few.
I am like, we have to talk about this for the next few weeks.
Mm-hmm. So, Meg, what zombies maps have you played, Meg?
Toten.
That does not really narrow it down. Kino.
Sorry, babe.
Yeah, because there's Nocturne in Toten, there's Kino Toten, there's Togdir Toten.
Sorry.
Those are just 3 I have off the top of my house.
Yeah, I guess Toten would like mean mission, right?
No, Toten I think is undead. Is damned.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Toten is damned.
I'm sure Nazis loved that one.
Well, I mean, it's just. I mean, they're just quoting.
The Nazis were obsessed with.
Yeah,
the occult.
but it's just going like, Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
But it's kind of just saying damned instead, and it's making it
Theater of
the Dead. Theater of the Damned.
Theater of the Damned.
Yeah, it's Night of the Dead. There's Theater of the Dead.
Zombies at the movies.
There's a big theater.
Yeah.
They were making it. They're like, dudes, we just saw this movie, and then there's a big theater, and there's a bunch of Nazis in it.
Really closely.
Yeah.
It's like exactly from Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, the game came out. Was it? I think it was 2012, 2010. Jesus.
I met Jack, and started talking to him, and he kind of kept this like crazy game about Nazis on the DL from me that like he didn't tell me it had such a prominent feature of Nazis.
Zombies?
Yeah.
Did I do that?
Yeah, you did not tell me that it was like
predominantly
featuring Nazis.
Until we
started dating.
I didn't avoid it.
You did not tell me.
I might have not said it.
You told me you loved zombies, and I was like, okay,
I don't.
Zombies.
I understand that it is, and that like Nick calling it not like it was Nazi zombies.
Yeah.
Like you started off on Nocturne and Toten, and then it popped up and went Nazi zombies.
Yeah.
So like it is that, but like in my head, I do not associate it immediately with Nazis at all.
Okay.
I don't do that. I understand why you would, and I'm not saying that other people who do that are wrong, but I don't do that.
So, we start dating.
My balls are wet.
Ew.
Want to let you know.
Why would you tell me that on camera?
Because it was funny. I've said that before on this podcast. So what?
When I started dating you, you didn't tell me that zombies was like this crazy Nazi thing. And then I started hanging out at your house, and you start playing zombies in front of me. Yeah,
like a goat.
And at this time, I was attempting to convert to Judaism.
And then I went, Mac, look. And then
he went, Mac, let's play this game.
It's like the best show of solidarity.
And he made me play Kino.
It's a show of solidarity.
With the swastika.
We're killing them. We're literally killing the Nazis.
And I was like, can we play a different map without Nazis? And he was like, I think the only one is Moon. And I hate Moon.
They're also still they're Nazis. I don't know. I surely didn't say that.
You said it was the only one without crawlies and Nazi flags.
That's not true. I didn't say that.
Which one doesn't have crawlies? I don't like crawly things.
Okay, so there are crawlies on Moon, and they are what I would deem the second worst zombie we've ever played against. Ooh. Because they teleport.
That's horrific.
Like in a game where like the entire like sense of like self-actualization in the game, rather than just like choosing what guns you're doing, is like your movement, that's kind of how you play. Like if you're just like bobbing and weaving through a horde, goat moding it all the way through, and then you get to the door like to finally kind of escape the room, and then one just teleports in front of you and you're stopped and you lose because there's no way you could have anticipated it. You just lose.
He also introduced me to the term rape training.
Yes. Now, I wasn't using it then. I'd stopped using it.
No, you did not stop using it
No,
until you started dating me, and I was like, or at least I told you that that was not okay,
No.
and then your parents were like, yeah, it's not okay.
No, my dad told me that was not okay when I was like 11 because I was playing SAS 3 Zombie Assault in the car and I went, Dad, I'm rape training him. And he went, don't fucking say that. And I was like, jeez.
Your dad would say that. Your dad would go, don't fucking say that.
He was like, don't ever say that. And I was like, all right, man, chill. And then I didn't stop saying it for a bit. But, yeah, no, so it wouldn't have been Moon. It could have been
This is
Ascent.
literally 5 years ago.
It could have been. Like, if this is assuming that it's still Black Ops 1, but there's no way it would have been Moon because it specifically has crawlies in it. It could have been Call of the Dead. I mean, it could have been Call of the Dead. It could have been. It was probably Ascension.
You tried to. Then you had me play Shadows.
It was probably Ascension. Because I that makes sense as to why you would mix up Ascension and Moon because they're both very kind of space themed, except Ascension is like space from Earth and Moon is space from space.
I wanted to play Moon.
They're crawlies that teleport.
Yeah.
So you.
But I wanted to play Moon because I like space stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, space?
And you didn't know yet.
No, I didn't.
You
I
didn't.
didn't know that
You
the
didn't know
areas
what that.
get blocked off and that you hate it with your entire heart and soul and that it's
So much.
the worst fucking map ever, apparently. But not actually the worst because there's worse ones.
Yeah, there's like it's the worst map, and then we just kind of have like a bunch of dots, and then a parentheses like Vanguard doesn't count.
Yeah. So to be clear, I know quite a bit about zombies.
I talk a lot about it, and she remembers things. She is good at remembering the random tidbit of information that you brought up, and we're good. It does that sometimes. At the random tidbit of information that I said 2 years ago, and then I'll bring it up again, and she'll be like, "You say this all the time." When I was like, "It has been 2 years. It's been 2 years."
To me, I hear it all the time in conversation because you'll be like, you'll say something around it, and I'm like, haha. And so then you're like, yeah, and you know, this zombie spits acid. I'm actually talking not about zombies at all. I'm talking about 7 days.
Probably 7 days now. I
But
talked about our world, by the way, and how I was so sad that I thought it got destroyed. And
it's
that we
really
and
cute.
that we were
I like 7 days a lot.
because we were. It's fun.
It is
It's a
fun.
good game.
It is
It's not. It's a good
so
game.
similar to Fallout, but I get to have you play with me.
Vibes are similar.
Vibes are not similar enough.
Yeah.
There's not enough of the 50s inspiration that
Yeah.
makes me like swoon,
Yeah.
but I'm sure we could mod it to be more 50s inspiration.
Oh yeah, surely you could. There's the modding scene is pretty good. They have a pretty good mod scene.
I would love to since truly armor doesn't always matter. Like if I'm at home, just chilling at home in the house,
Mhm.
I would love to like so in Fallout they have outfits
Mhm.
that civilians wear.
Yep.
And they have just like dresses and suits. And I would love to just get like some dresses from the 50s.
I mean, you can. Yeah. There's surely mods.
Yeah.
There's like you like just look them up,
yeah.
and then I'll like get them too, and I'll find some fun stuff. There's a pretty extensive mod scene.
Yeah, something that I do when I play Fallout is I get obsessive. So in Fallout, you have to obviously their looting system is way deeper
Than 7 days.
because it's
Yeah.
just a finished game.
Yeah. So, I promise you, 7 days will finish. It won't be that deep. Dude, because I'm the guy that I watch now. He's doing a series where he like so there's like a bunch of different like skill trees in the game, like which is like strength, fortitude, intellect, stuff like that. And in the one that this guy's making a series where he just goes so heavy into intellect, and he's just like cracked. He's just I know.
My owner's sticking
But
to my
he's just like he has progressed in the game so quickly just by like manipulating loot tables and shit, and it's crazy shit.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's so easy to break. The game like works and functions pretty well, but it's so easy to just break, and then the game stops working. It's crazy.
So in Fallout, right, there are elements you need. So you need copper. You need springs. You need different things.
Talk louder and more directionally into the mic.
You need copper. You need springs. You need different things like that. There's different resources that are finite, in a sense, that there are only so many in the world. They do not regenerate. So you have to go after a certain point in like Fallout 4, where you're like, okay, I need to find 350 desk fans. I don't think 350 desk fans exist. Fuck. So you go and you try to find those 350 desk fans because you need that weapon.
They did.
You will not make it to the next, area without it. And you can't buy it, and you can maybe buy copper or you can maybe buy springs, but it's expensive. So if you are not looting truly to the maximum potential, you are not going to survive into the long game and play through the entire... Because Fallout is a very expansive game. It is a choose-your-own-adventure, truly, situation.
Mac likes Fallout.
Mac loves Fallout. Mac loves listening to 3-hour-long videos explaining what happened to this specific
Fallout's
building.
Fallout's in your big three.
Fallout is my number one, I would say.
Is it?
Yeah.
My guess was Sims, Fallout, Animal Crossing.
I love Fallout so much, I have to take breaks from it. Year-long breaks. I cannot play it because it consumes me. And I don't know if you love something that much. I don't know if most people love things that much because...
Yeah, no, I think that we're different. We're just different in the fact that if I love something, I can just do it. So, not everything, but stuff that I really, truly love, I can do forever. I could talk about football forever.
I burn the candle too fast.
Yeah.
So, Fallout is on the same level as Hannibal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was going to circle around to that, too. Because I saw a thing that was apparently, people are like, hey, Cillian Murphy, we've heard that, maybe there's rumors about you and Dr. Doom. And I was like, Dr. Doom? People were like, I don't know, man. I still like Mads for it. And I was like, Mac just wins. Mac wins. It's Cillian Murphy or it's Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads always plays villains better than he does.
He could.
Mads gives a depth and humanity to villains that is incomparable. And
yeah, the Doctor Doom vibe is the I am better than everyone else, and I'm gonna help everybody. But he's I am better, and I'm gonna kill whoever is trying to stop me.
That is exactly Hannibal's character.
Yeah, he's just I'm gonna do it.
Besides that, I'm gonna help everyone else.
Yeah, but besides the part that makes him kind of an interesting character through all of it, you know?
No, he has other motivations, right?
Yeah, I said that and I realized I came across more shitty towards Hannibal than I meant it to.
Yeah, don't ever speak negatively about Hannibal in my presence.
Hannibal's stupid.
Because I am a Hannibal. I am not a Will Graham. And I'll fucking gut you.
But
and eat you.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting. Is that I clicked on the tweet that was Cillian Murphy being well, it's always about the script. And I thought about it, and I was because I've seen him say a few times now, because I've seen him a billion times on Twitter. So my Twitter's just oh my god, guys, Oppenheimer.
I hate that he's gonna be the number one actor now, and this is not his prime.
I think he's just hot right now. I think he's just hot coming off of Oppenheimer.
He's gonna stay hot
because the thing is, it's fucking Nolan's fault. Christopher Nolan was Cillian Murphy is the greatest actor I've ever seen. I think he said that. I'm pretty sure he said those words. And now everybody's hype on it.
As a Cillian
Batman.
Murphy stan, he is not.
Yeah, no, he's not
three-dimensional enough.
He's good.
He can't play a character.
Love that guy.
That has a good life.
Love that guy. He's cool.
He can only play traumatized characters.
Yeah, no.
He can only play a character that goes at least once every 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, but he's cool. I like Cillian Murphy. He's not the GOAT though.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was apparently those were rumors. I didn't know those were rumors. I just clicked on a tweet that said Cillian Murphy was talking about being Doctor Doom, and then I scrolled, and then the top reply is just a gif of Hannibal. And I was like, I know him.
Yes, you do.
I know that guy. And I thought it was funny.
Yeah, don't get me started talking about Hannibal because I will.
I do not want you to talk about Hannibal.
Overtake everything with
I
Hannibal.
was like, I was sitting here and I was like, I do not want this to get uncomfortable where I have to tell you to stop talking about something and then you have to find a way to respond to that, and I don't want that to happen,
Yeah.
but I will not let you talk about Hannibal.
I get it once again, it consumes my being. I'm on a Hannibal break right now.
Thank God.
I know, I got deep.
It was not good. It was a bad time.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't make you a part of it that much.
It would. I'm saying this knowing full well that I do similar things. So I'm not like I'm better than you in any way, shape, or form. This is, we both do these things. Here is you doing the thing. It is very irritating. And I want you to stop talking about it desperately every time. At like no point am I like, this is a fun conversation that I am enjoying on anywhere near the level that she is.
I started talking about it at work.
At best, it is like conversations where you're talking about Hannibal are a 5.5. At best, out of 10. They never pass 5.5.
These people came to my job training, and they are called Wolf Trap. And they said, does anyone know where Wolf Trap is located? And I shot my hand up and I went, Virginia? And they said, yes, it is from Virginia. How did you know that? And I went, so there's this show.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to move on now so you don't talk about it, because now you are talking about it.
Yeah, but I just looked at my boss and I whispered, Hannibal.
And I know damn well that you were going to go, so there's this show. And then you were going to begin to explain the show. No,
I was just going to say that Will Graham lives in Wolf Trap, Virginia. That's really all that's to it. He just lives in a town called Wolf Trap.
It's a weird name for a town.
It's not.
It's a weird name for a town.
Do you want to know why? I was told why it's called Wolf Trap, Virginia at work.
Okay, so it doesn't. I don't care. It's still a weird name for a town.
Really simple. There were wolves, and they trapped them.
We have Santa Claus, Indiana.
You tell them we live in Indiana?
Yeah, people knew our address.
That's okay with you, and that's crazy.
I mean, I'd rather them not know my address, but it isn't a huge deal.
I let people know I live in Indiana because I talk about John Green so much.
Yeah,
people know like where I live on my TikTok.
Yeah,
my TikTok is private.
So the people who are watching this probably know the city that we live in.
Mm-hmm. Well, anybody who knows where John Green lives knows where we live.
But yeah, I usually try to not say the city anymore because you and Sky were like, dude, no, man, they can't know. And I was like, fine. So I've stopped.
Internet safety is not important.
I've stopped outright saying the city.
It's like third grade internet safety classes never happened for Jack.
Yeah, they didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't have any.
In third grade, you didn't sit in the library and some adult came and said, we're going to watch a video about internet safety.
I have no recollection of this. There's a good chance that was happening, and I was like playing Johnny Upgrade or some shit.
It happened every 6 months at my school.
Yeah, we never had that.
Kids kept getting got.
Kids started dropping like flies, bro.
Kids did. Kids kept getting touched.
All this, like every day, there would be like one more empty chair with just posted on it that just says diddled.
They were like, even if you're on one of your Disney games like Club Penguin or Pixie Hollow, and I was like, oh fuck, I played both of those.
I never played very much Club Penguin. I played a little bit of Club Penguin.
I played a fuck ton of Pixie Hollow.
Yeah, like
so much so that I play it now.
It's crazy to me that I have never, outside of the context of me bringing it up, heard of people talking about Grepolis. That's what I played. I played Grepolis after I grew out of Webkins.
I also played Webkins like a motherfucker.
Yeah, did I grind?
I was trying to date people on Webkins too.
So you were the villain on Webkins?
No, I was like, I wanted matching Webkins to go with my Webkins, and then I wanted to try to have them send me their Webkins.
Yeah, dude, I remember. I
was trying to steal Webkins from other children.
I remember being at my friend's house, and she was trying to log into her account, and then she was she was like typing in her password, and then she was like, I keep getting it wrong. I don't know what's up. And I was like, are you sure you're typing like zeros and O's right? And she was like, they're interchangeable. It doesn't matter. You can use both. And I was
No,
like,
you can't.
and I was like, I feel like that's not true. And she was like, it definitely is. And I was like, all right. And then we didn't get into the account.
Wait, who was this female friend of yours?
This was Courtney.
You've never talked about a Courtney.
I have.
Who is she? You have. Never mind.
Yeah, she was the friend whose mom stole 10 grand from my mom.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Dude, the crazy
and
story.
And then said that your mom broke her kid's arm or something, or your dad did?
No. So it was me, my 2 sisters, I think, were both there. I think so. And then their kid, who was like 3 or 4, bouncing on a trampoline, and he bounced off the side of the trampoline onto the ground.
She should have had the safety net that comes with the trampoline.
We didn't have one.
It was your trampoline.
And yeah.
That is your fault.
And then he broke his femur. And
yeah, that's your fault.
And then she blamed us and stole 10 grand. And what's the craziest part of the whole story for me is that the way that she stole the money was that like my mom and the other person who worked there gave her the money to give to the people they were renting from. And what's insane to me is that like for a few months, like she just stopped giving them the renters the money, and she just kept it. Yeah. But while that was happening, like while they had not paid rent for months, they successfully argued with their renters that they should be paying less money. They won and paid less while they were not paying for their space.
I'm gonna be real with you.
And they got through that without being told.
Individual owners, rather than companies, are nice like that. Like the situation we're in right now is ideal.
I mean, I don't know if they were renting from a company. I know they sat down with people. I don't know.
Usually if you can do that, if you can pay not on time for multiple months, you're renting from an individual person.
But yeah, it's crazy that they went through that whole thing and they didn't tell them. At no point were they like, hey, you haven't paid in like 3 months though? So why would we give this to you? They didn't bring that up once. They were just like, maybe it's a little high. And they were like, yeah, it is. And then they were like, cool. And it's crazy to me.
One day I can't wait to hopefully like open a business or something.
Yeah, no, opening businesses are cool, but it's difficult.
It's difficult, but I want to do it.
Yeah.
I just want to own I want to own a studio where I can do whatever my little heart fancies.
So you just want to have
a place where people can come and buy shit that I'm making.
So you want just a real Etsy shop.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah. But I won't make an Etsy shop. I feel like that's too low.
So you want it so bad that you're willing to make it in person, but you're like, no. Doing this Etsy shop?
It's just so degrading. Algorithms are so degrading.
I know.
I know, you know.
I have battled with it.
Yeah, to like get someone to be like, are your spoons valuable enough? I mean, I spent 18 hours carving it over the course of 3 days, and I had to make 75 of these. So,
dude, algorithm shit is so difficult, especially like I'm gonna say especially for me, but it could be difficult for other people too. But like for me, who started making videos like a while ago, while like I made videos with people who had more subs than me, because like Sky had like 10K and I had like 100. Wub had like 1,000. I had like 100. Like I titled videos like with Sky's name in it, with Wub's name in it, and it's difficult to make content like that and be like, okay, so this thing worked here, this thing worked here, because like did that video do well because it was gonna do well, or did it do well because Wub is in the thumbnail and the title and he posted it to his Discord?
Yeah.
And it's annoying because I have to be like, okay, do I continue to make the stuff with his name on it?
I also think you haven't found your niche.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is
You do not branch out on your own.
I also don't make videos really anymore.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird because this is definitely like this. What we are currently doing makes me a YouTuber, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird because it's a podcast. It's not YouTube, but it is.
All I want is for Jack and I to make content together because I don't have consistent people in my life to make content with, and he will not make content with me.
I think
even on like my channels.
I think couples content's kind of cringe.
I'm not trying to make couples content, bro. I'm trying to make content with a person I know that is consistent in my life, that I could consistently go, let's make content. Same thing that you're doing with Sky. We so happen to be couple.
Just happen.
Happen to be couple.
Happen, Stan.
To be couple.
To be couple. To be.
We couple.
Like the streaming platform Tubi.
Couple.
This episode of Pod of the Dead is sponsored by Tubi. I don't know anything about Tubi.
Couple edition.
All I remember, the only thing I know about Tubi is that they had an ad during the Super Bowl this year that like it.
What is Tubi?
It's a streaming platform.
Tubi, Tubi.
Yeah, and all I know about it is that during the Super Bowl this year they had a commercial where like it cut back to the announcers like over the field doing their whole thing at like coming out of commercial break, and then it just like pops up at the bottom of the screen like you've opened up the Tubi guide page and are scrolling through it. And I went on Twitter after it happened and everybody was like, I just looked around my room looking for who had the remote in their hand for like 20 seconds before I was like, wait a minute, it's a commercial. And I'm mad. I was upset. It was like, yeah, imagine how many kids got yelled at just now over some shit that didn't happen. Because I definitely, and like my dad did it and I would definitely do it where like if you were there, like if it was me and you, and that happened to the TV, I'd be like, Mac, what the fuck? Stop!
And then I would beat you in front of your father over that.
I'm saying if it was just me and you. Because to be fair, if it is a TV...
I would beat you even harder.
If it is a TV and something's happening on the TV, like if it is showing that someone is interacting with it and there are two people in the room and I know it's not me being like, yeah, you're clearly doing
even
something.
when his phone is the only one that's physically on and charged, he will blame me and his phone will be in his hand.
Yes.
My own phone will be dead and under the bed. And he will go, Mac,
don't do that.
and then he'll hit me.
I don't do that.
You smack me.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You do that all the time like I'm a dog.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I do not
Tell
do
me
that.
you don't smack me when you get upset with me. You go.
I don't do that.
You do that.
No, I don't. Sometimes I'm like,
He's lying.
Men.
I'll show you how you do it. Come here. Give me your hand.
Don't touch me. Freak. You stay over there. And I'm going to stay here out of shot. I'm going to take my head out of shot. So now I'm just like I'm like that dude. She's saying it. I'm like that guy from Futurama with the bag on his head. She's doing a bit that I've done. There was an episode where I did a bit where I walked out of the room and then I sat.
And I'm the freak.
You are the freak?
You don't know what I just said, do you?
No, I don't.
I just shared some very personal information you're going to have to cut out.
Why would you do that? Here's the thing. Here's what you don't understand. Is that
just bleep it.
Is that making the choice? No, I'm just gonna cut this whole thing out. Is that making the choice to cut it out? You don't get that choice. I get that choice.
You're gonna make that choice.
Because no, I know, but you don't get to say the thing that has to be cut out because you're not cutting it out. I'm the one who has to do the work, so you don't get to do that.
I'm okay with it going up.
I don't, but like you don't get to do that. I didn't get to be like Sky's trans. Now I gotta put in work. Now I have to go find where this is. I don't know how deep this is, because even then
it is.
Yeah, we're that deep in.
How long is it?
We're 45 minutes into the podcast.
I'll do it.
You won't.
I'll sit here and I'll do it.
If you want to do it, you can do it.
I'll sit here and do it.
All right. And we back. Mac's stupid.
Mac shared incredibly personal information.
I
to
don't
embarrass Jack.
Yeah. Right now, I don't know what she said because she did like a guys. I'm gonna say it real quiet into the mic. She did one of those things, and there was a time where I sat outside of the room where like I left with the mic and I just sat on the door talking about stuff while Sky talked inside, and I was like, Guys, it's just me and you out here right now. It's just me and you. We're talking. I'm talking to you specifically. This ain't about her. This ain't about her. Fuck it. She can kill herself. I don't give a shit. It's just me and you right now. That was funny. Funny pub cab. So
You're pretty.
So what's your favorite zombies map? Keep in mind there is a map with Jeff Goldblum in it. He is the main character of a map.
Great Gardens.
That's not a map.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
You didn't specify what zombie game.
Okay, so I feel like I'm clearly talking about Call of Duty Zombies.
You didn't say that.
Okay, well, but I feel like you can assume that based upon the fact that we are on a podcast about Call of Duty Zombies.
I'm autistic.
So am I. And so is she.
I didn't assume that.
So what's your favorite Call of Duty Zombies map? Is it that one?
No, I think that one's corny looking.
I'm not pointing. So you're looking at perks as if I asked you a question about perks. I asked you a question about the map. And the reason that I pointed here, and that if you're a seasoned zombies person, you might be able to tell that right here you might see a little flash of red, and that's because right here from the cam shot is Widow's Wine, which is, I pointed towards that because that is
I know these all come out on, well, not all of them, but like I know most of these come out on maps. Like they appear first on maps.
I mean, yeah, everything appeared first on a map.
Yeah, so I'm picking.
But like Widow's also only appeared on Shadows.
Did it?
The Widow's Wine perk machine.
Fuck, I was really trying to not say Shadows.
Also, it's not entirely true. It's in it's also on Rev.
Well, I don't like HP Lovecraft. I don't like him. I think he's annoying and a bit of a cunt.
Funny cat though.
No, actually, I don't think it's very funny.
It is insane that he named his cat that.
Is it?
Yes, I think
or was he just a racist white guy during a racist time?
It's one of the things where it's like, oh, this thing is funny in concept, but in practice, it's not funny. I think that this is the opposite. I think in concept, it's not very funny just naming your cat the N-word. But the fact that he actually did that, and that like a large amount of the population knows H.P. Lovecraft, and that it is well known that he named his cat that, I think is so funny.
Look, as someone who spent a good part of my life very, very deeply into early Gothic literature, H.P. Lovecraft is the fucking worst.
Cool.
Okay? People who like H.P. Lovecraft
I don't need you to prove it.
Shut up. Are annoying. If you're like, I love Cthulhu, just know everyone else hates you. That's just a little, like, work on yourself, you know? We get it. I walked away from Edgar Allan Poe. There were too many ravens, right? Too many ravens. He has so many more poems. One of them has a raven in it.
What are you talking about right now?
American literature.
This is mostly incoherent, and I want you to stop talking about it.
It's not incoherent.
No one knows what you're talking about.
People who like the stuff, no.
Okay, but no one is here who likes that stuff.
Then why is it in Zombies?
It is in Zombies because the people who made it like it. This podcast, right now, I guarantee you there is at most 4 people listening to what we're currently saying. And we are friends with 3 of them. And the 4th is just, or like, that's just like I'm assuming that someone else is going to see it. And they don't care.
Okay. But still, you see why I say it does pertain to what we're talking about.
Oh, shit, hold on. I did not realize that.
It's been broken for like months.
This right here has not been gone for months.
That has been.
I guarantee you it has.
I frequently look at it.
Mac, I hold this in my hand every single episode of the podcast. I guarantee you that it has not been gone for that long.
Okay.
It is so hot in this room right now.
It's not for me.
I hate you.
Maybe it's the fact that you wear sweatpants and a sweatshirt every day all the time.
My balls are wet.
I wonder why.
We're going to see Barbie and Oppenheimer tonight, I think. I said last podcast that we were going to do it the next day, and then that didn't happen, but it should happen.
I cried.
Yes, you did.
I cry a lot.
You do cry a lot.
I cried in front of my boss yesterday.
You cry a bunch all the time to everybody.
I cried in front of my boss, and he went, "It's okay to cry." And I went, "It's literally not. No boss has ever been okay with me crying in front of them." And he's like, "I'm not like that." And I'm like, I don't believe you. And that's so rough.
And then he looked at you and went, "I'm not like other bosses."
And I was like, so tough. I feel like you're flirting with me right now, and that's real weird. And then he was like, he wasn't. He's just that guy.
He's just like,
He's just a dad.
I'm not like other bosses.
No, he's just a fucking dad. He's got a 20-year-old kid.
Okay.
Also has a 7-year-old and a 6-year-old. They're not his, but they're his step-killed.
Cool.
Kids. Isaac's great.
Cool.
He's going to get my ADA stuff approved.
I'm sure he will. Ada.
We need you to get to me.
Also, you can look over there on the
Ada.
audio thing.
Oh shit.
No, you're fine. You're fine. We usually go up. You want to chill out when it's yellow.
That's why I was like, oh shit.
No, you're fine. It is in the end of the bar. It's you see the little black line.
Oh, I wasn't even in that one. Where am I?
You see the little black line. You see the little.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to make sure that doesn't pass yellow.
Okay.
Yeah, early in the podcast, you were like at like 20 to 30% every single time.
Shit, fuck.
Which is why I kept telling you to do that, and you kept being like, "But Jack, you said," and I'm like, "Okay."
I'm just in a chill, calm state.
Okay.
So I'm talking quieter.
Well, we don't do that on Pot of the Dead.
This
is not an environment where you can relax.
This has been bad, but you want to know why?
You must be on it.
Because you're not vibing with me.
Okay.
You're bullying me. No, you're not.
I'm not. I was like, I have not made fun of you very much.
No, you haven't.
And when I did, I was like, yeah, no, and this is a way that everybody does it. We both do it. Ow.
Can I just do a round of stand-up bits about you?
No, you can't. Because no one will think it's funny. And I'm telling you no, and I need you to understand that this is not a situation in
Can
which...
I do a stand-up bit about my eye being stuck to my eyelid?
This is not a situation in which you do it anyways. No. So you like...
What do you think, chatters?
You like zombies, man?
Drop a 1 in the chat if you want me to do stand-up.
You like zombies, man?
I do like zombies, man. Kind of. Not really. I'm okay with it being what you like. I don't like having to tell people. They're really mean to me.
Did you know anything, like even about like its existence or what it is, even a little bit before we met?
Throughout my adolescence, I played games in the same genre as COD. I didn't play zombies styled games. Besides Fallout, I was obsessed with Fallout from the time I was like 10. Tobuscus, shout out.
So did you know anything about zombies, and what did you know?
I did know about zombies. I dated a bunch of guys who liked zombies throughout middle school.
People who like
and
were zombies guys, or people who like hopped on to play with the boys sometimes?
People who liked zombies.
Do you think that like they played Call of Duty and that like sometimes they were like, hey, let's get crazy, let's play zombies? Because that's the thing. It's such a weird thing for me, because like for me, zombies is the main attraction. Mm-hmm. When I think of Call of Duty, I think of zombies first.
Yeah,
and
you're the minority.
I think of the rest of it second. But I think it's just a weird thing to me that people like are like, dude, let's do something different today. Let's play zombies, and that's a crazy thought to me. That people are like, let's do something different than normal. And that they're like also Call of Duty heads. Just weird to me.
So I dated this guy named Tyler. And Tyler was super into H.P. Lovecraft. I wonder where I got the opinion that H.P. Lovecraft people suck. And he was super into it, so he really liked zombies. Because whether you know it or not, there are multiple maps with inspirations from H.P. Lovecraft.
So I do know that.
And he would talk about it all the time because he was super into Lovecraft stuff. And I was super into Poe at the time. So it kind of like worked, but not really, because I still thought H.P. Lovecraft was like way too full of himself and that his work was frustrating. I do like the concept of a cosmic horror, but I do not like anything involving like Cthulhu. And cosmic horrors are not necessarily exclusive to H.P. Lovecraft.
My ears hurt.
So yeah,
I'll let you know.
that was zombies. That was my zombies knowledge, was like shitty boyfriends who played it.
And now you have another one, but who plays it way more?
And he's less shitty. You've never tried to rape me.
That's true. I have not done that.
It's a pretty gold standard for me, to be honest.
Dude, I almost just was like, not yet. Ah,
It could always happen.
could always happen. You know what I'm saying?
I could wait till you're sleeping.
Get crazy with it. You know what
Wait
I'm
till
saying?
that trazodone kicks in.
I've been watching a bunch of Sunny.
Oh no!
I've been watching a bunch of Sunny. And then there's a bit where like one of the like the lawyer guy, he's like, yeah, no, so I like the gang is like yelling at him a bunch and he's like, no, my wife, like he's like going through like a divorce.
I know the exact.
I know, but I'm gonna say it anyways because we're on a podcast, but Dennis is like, so I'm gonna slide this your way. I'll do a frame bang on your wife. I'll slide into the house as she sleeps, and I will gently make love to her as she sleeps, and then I will slip away into the night, and then you both cheat on each other, and you're good. And he's like, do not rape my wife. And he's like, that's not what that is. I was going to, like, make love to her sweetly. Whatever. I won't do it. Whatever. And he's being like, whatever. Whatever.
I can't believe this is your favorite guy.
It's so funny. Him just being like, whatever. I won't do it.
I think I'm gonna get. What was it called?
Frame bang?
Frame banged. I think I'm gonna get frame banged, guys.
I'm gonna like hire a
I think
guy.
I've been hit with the implication throughout our relationship.
I'm gonna hire a guy, and I'm gonna be like,
I think you're gonna frame bang me.
No, I'm gonna cheat on you, and then I'm gonna hire a guy, so that and
You're just gonna put on a mask,
and that you're gonna be like, well, you did this. I'm like, but you did that, and then you're like, what are you talking about? And then I'm like, here's the video.
Also, so I have this reoccurring dream where I will be with Jack in a dream, and he will like kiss me, and then he pulls a mask off and he's a different person.
I'm a different guy the whole time.
It has been many different people.
Like a Skrull.
Occasionally it's been like Mads Mikkelsen, and I've been like, oh!
and then
occasionally it'll be like a coworker, and I'll be like, ah!
And I kill myself in front of you.
Why?
Because it'd be really funny.
Why would you do that?
I still think the person who's like, it's like, you see these guys at your pool, what are you doing? It's just like the 4 like douchey 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I kill myself in front of them so that they have a bonding experience that'll change their lives forever. I think that shit's so funny.
I should do that.
Just being like, I'm like, just like, I think doing something for the express purpose of it horribly affecting everyone around you, I think is really funny.
People need to have more trauma, and you can make that happen.
I can change.
That sounds like I'm advocating for mass violence.
Change the
world. I am
world.
not doing that.
Change the world.
Just do
My final
crazy,
message.
weird shit.
Goodbye.
That's gonna like fuck people up a little bit.
I want to get on top of a roof of like a 1-story building and then just jump off of it head first.
Fill balloons up with fake blood. Just drop them off the top of buildings, and then put like a mannequin up there.
Dude, there was a
hanging off the side.
Do you
just walk away.
Do you remember Money in the Bank 2020?
No.
So it was a
Yeah, probably actually.
WWE review that was during COVID. So they had a really weird Money in the Bank match where it was climb the corporate ladder. I have no idea what you're mouthing to me right now.
He's so bad at that.
But the idea was that they had to go from the bottom of like, it's like Titan Towers or some shit, which is like the big WWE building. You have to go from the bottom floor to the top floor to get the briefcases on the roof. And then we're like in the final act of the match. This like Baron Corbin, like visually murders Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black by throwing them off the side of a building. And then they're just gone. And like there's no commentary for the match because like a cinematic match because it was COVID and they're trying weird shit. So just you see two guys get thrown off a building and you're like, oh,
I've seen that before though.
they're dead.
I watch Magicians.
But they also don't talk about it. They move on immediately.
Real quick.
And then next week they're like, there was an awning and they landed on. They're good.
And on.
Pretty much.
So, real quick, I want to talk about a weird time in my life that is just kind of like, what the fuck? When I was a kid, my dad went through like a year and a half where every night at dinner, he'd make us watch magic tricks.
Cool.
Like Chris Angel specifically.
Cringe.
And
Aiden got a Chris Angel kit.
I also got the Chris Angel
He
kit.
got that for his birthday.
I put the little foam balls in my mouth every night. I should not have said that on a podcast.
And then you kept doing it. But then you said, screw the foam.
I do not put your balls in my mouth.
Let's make them real.
I do not put your balls in my mouth. I hurt you when I do that.
I'll put my balls in your mouth.
When? You can't even see when I'm sleeping. I wear a CPAP mask.
I'll put my balls in the tube in the CPAP mask, and it makes its way through the tubing into your lungs.
You put it through one end and you squeeze it through the 8 feet.
It goes through.
Tubing.
It gets there. I get the job done. What can I say? Gamers get the job done. And that was.
Was that a play on the Hamilton?
No.
On the Immigrants We Get the Job Done?
It wasn't, no. And that was Part of the Dead with Mac. Thank you for watching Part of the Dead with Mac. We made it. Sky will be back next week. She'll talk about 3.0. You guys have fun.
Why would you say that?
Go
It's so
home.
stupid.
Go home, fellas.
You're so fucking stupid.
See you next
You
week.
hate Hamilton.
See you next week. Part of the Dead next week.
It hurts. Your face hurts.
3.0.
My face hurts.
Thank you for leave a like. Leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
It's cramping.
You get out of here.
Jack, it hurts.
You get out of here, guys.
Help.
Thank you for watching. Goodbye for real.